stuff to talk about regarding this Molix frog. It's very interesting looking. You can actually find on Tackle Warehouse, even though it looks like their color supply is a little bit more limited these days. It comes in one size. It has a body length of 2.5 inches, and it actually shows 2 weights according to Molix's website. With these silicone legs on here, these larger legs, it comes in a weight of 3/4 of an ounce. And with this skirted material here, which it also comes with, the skirted material legs that you can replace, it comes in a weight of 1/2 ounce. The frog comes with these silicone lifelike legs attached to it right out of the package, but in the package they also include these skirted material legs if you want to change those out. They're actually really soft, but they seem like they're pretty durable. When you work this bait through the water, they'll kind of extend a little bit. I'm going to show you the lunker hunt frog as a comparison, just because it's probably the most comparable to it as far as the legs are concerned, and it behaves very similarly in the water to the lunker hunt frog that you see there on the top. The body of this frog is very soft. You can see that when I press in on it though, that it fills up kind of slow, and it creates a vacuum with water actually pulling into the frog. If you actually squeeze water out of this frog, like if you get a little bit of buildup of water inside the frog, then you're going to want to wait a second before you actually throw it back in the water, or else the vacuum will pull more water back into the frog. It has a different style hook too. The hooks are a little bit spread out more, and they're a little bit more of a lower profile hook than you see on some of the other frogs. You'll see that the gap isn't as wide as something like these more traditional EWG hooks that you'll find on the lunker hunt. I like the material that this frog is made out of. It's really soft. It has a nice texture to it. It seems like it's pretty durable, and it seems just a little bit softer than some of the other frogs that are out there. You can actually see a little bit of texture on the back of this frog. You can see the eyes are just painted on there. They're 3-dimensional, but they're painted. The eyes are molded into the body there. You can see the belly there, where the hook actually inserts into the body of the frog, has a little piece of black plastic, I guess, wrapped around. And that plastic actually works very effectively to keep the water from entering the body of the frog. When I wanted to get some water out of it, I actually found it difficult to get the water out because of that black plastic. It's so effective at keeping the water in and out. I have 2 different colors here. The paint schemes are pretty similar. I really like their paint schemes, but they're very similar, especially with the 2 that I got. The first color here is called Leopard Frog, and Leopard Frog just kind of looks like your normal leopard pattern that you're used to seeing from some of the other major brands like Coppers and Spro. The belly of the frog is mainly what you're going to be paying attention to here, because that's what the bass are going to be seeing. This other one here is called Brown Frog, and Brown Frog has just a little bit of brown on the tail end of the frog there, and on the belly it's got kind of a brown throat and some brown on the sides of it there. The way that the legs work on this frog is it's got a little plastic clip that's actually kind of glued and molded into the body there, and the legs just kind of pop out of this C-clip there, and this is what you have for the legs. These legs are actually replaceable. It looks like they have a little plastic piece that's actually molded around the silicone strands here, and that silicone, or that plastic piece, looks like it's a piece that actually helps keep the silicone in place inside that clip. I found this frog to sit on top of the water almost completely flat. The legs seem to sit up fairly nicely. They didn't float all the way to the surface, but they seem to kind of stay up a little bit. But over time, what I saw that happened quite a bit actually, and it was something that I was fighting with a lot, where the legs started to come underneath it like that. And I found myself having to turn the legs a lot. It wasn't until after the fact that I actually started looking up some stuff about the frog and saw that people were actually gluing these legs in place. And that's actually effective twofold. It keeps the frog legs in place going in the rearward direction, but it also keeps the legs from coming out completely, which is the second thing that I want to talk about. I don't want to forget to talk about the casting distance. The casting distance on this frog is very respectable. It feels like it's heavy. I mean, 3/4 of an ounce with those silicone legs. You would expect some pretty good casting distance. This little plastic piece is an issue. The reason why I have this silicone skirt material on here right now is because I actually lost the legs. The very first bass that I had come up out of the water and try to grab this frog, it seemed like a pretty good strike. I went to set the hook and I came back and the legs were gone and they were out of the clip. But not only were they out of the clip actually was almost completely off of the frog. I hope you guys can see that clip there. You can kind of see where the glue is actually left on the clip there, but the clip actually looks like it's broken too. I guess that's an issue for me, because if the first bass that I get to strike on this frog actually breaks the frog and renders it not usable for me, because now I have a gaping hole there and I don't have any legs coming off of it, that's an issue for me, especially for a $12 frog. I was actually enjoying this frog quite a bit and expecting to do a really nice review for this frog, because I really liked the way it worked in the water. Because of the fact that it sits flat on top of the water, it has a nice walking action to it if you choose to do that. It also has a nice popping action. It looks very realistic when it's sitting in the water. But if the frog doesn't last, then what's the point? Molix actually never wrote me back. I was hoping that they would write me back within the week, but then they never actually got back to me. I suppose they can get back to me sometime after this review, but I wanted to put this review out for you guys so I can move on to the next one. I would just say buy with caution, you guys. This little clip is an issue for me. I also don't like, which is probably why it actually came off, I don't like how the frog legs actually are positioned underneath it instead of in line with it or even behind it. This seems to be an issue that when you're moving it through brush and stuff, it actually gets caught on this. And I think it was only a matter of time that this clip and the legs were gonna come off at some point. If you guys like the video, please hit that like button. I really appreciate that. If you guys wanna follow me on Instagram and or Facebook, I'll leave the links down below. You guys can see what's going on with videos that are upcoming, or see some of the behind the scenes stuff, or just what's going on with me personally. I have several more frog reviews that I want to review. I think I'm going to review the vicious frog and the super frog, and both of those frogs are very similar in their body appearance to the lunker, or not the lunker hunt frog, but the Copper's live target frog, which is, as you guys all know, is my all-time favorite frog. So it should be interesting to kind of show you guys what those frogs are about, especially with the vicious frog being as inexpensive as it is. It could be a very good alternative to some of you guys that don't want to pay 10 or 11 bucks for that live target frog. So stay tuned for those reviews. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll try to get another vlog out for you guys this weekend, so stay tuned for that too.